Today we're talking about the SNES. There's a lot of good games on this system, and I want to just talk about a bunch of them. This is in no particular order. I'm kind of just listing games and explaining a bit about each one. Alright, without any further ado, let's get started with Earthbound. This is the first one on the list because I legit couldn't wait to talk about it. I love this game to bits. It might be one of my favorite games ever. It's inspired me so much in my own work, and I own, I think, like 3 separate copies of it. One for the SNES, one on 3DS, and I have a Mother 1+2 cart for Game Boy Advance. I could talk about Earthbound for hours, and Mother 1 and 3 as well, but I'll just give a brief summary and we'll do that whole series in another video. So Earthbound is an RPG mostly known for its wackiness. You go through all these super believable settings, a snowy forest, a city, a beachside resort, but the whole time you're fighting these crazy enemies like giant moles, UFOs, whatever the fuck a crested buka is. The game is constantly defying your expectations in wacky and funny ways. The humor makes you almost want to talk to every NPC to see what funny shit they're gonna say, and at the end of the day, the game is just plain fun. Oh, and if you've never played this game before, there's little to no grinding in the entire game. Pretty much just glide through the game as long as you're not actively avoiding enemies. Okay, moving on. I can't talk about Earthbound all day. Starfox is pretty good. It's a 3D space shooter where you play as a few little triangles and you shoot orbs at literally everything. It's a fun game, albeit a little bit difficult, and it started the Starfox fanbase. For better or for worse. The game itself is actually a bit primitive, which is to be expected. It was an SNES game that used polygons. They couldn't make it super complex. It would run way too slow. But all in all, Starfox is a pretty fun game, and apparently the sequels are even better. I haven't played them, so I wouldn't know. Moving right along, a trend I noticed is that there's a lot of series that either got their start or really took off from their game on the SNES. I would even go as far to say that some of these series wouldn't be as big as they are today without these games. Some wouldn't even exist. I would say Super Mario World is an example of one of these games. It completely set in stone what makes a Mario game with tight controls, clever level design, new power-ups, and Yoshi. The first 2 games were alright, but they were all pretty different from each other. Mario World took what worked from each one and refined and perfected it. Also, the game is in general just fun as hell. If you've never played this game, fuck are you even doing? Go play it. Final game on our list, Link to the Past. I'd be massacred if I didn't talk about this game. Don't get me wrong, it's a great game, I've never gotten close to beating it. I don't know, it's mainly because I played through Link Between Worlds before it even had a chance to get into this game, and since it's the same map, I felt it kinda hard to really get into Link to the Past, but yeah, it's still a super good game and you should still really play it. Instead of taking stuff from every Zelda game in the past, it really just took what worked from the first one and refined it, gave it a story, bigger world, better graphics, and boom, the game is a hit. Alright, in conclusion, the SNES is a good system with good games and no bad ones ever.